Going Beyond targets 70% young women. We know that across each Going Beyond country, we've seen how women and girls face systemic barriers to their meaningful digital and economic inclusion. And some of those barriers include harmful social and cultural norms that restrict the kinds of roles and responsibilities that young women can play. And we also see how this can lead to an internalized mindset that can restrict young women's confidence and the support they receive from their family and community. Another aspect of this is poverty and the limited access to and control of resources that poverty creates. So for young women living in poverty, this includes a lack of access to financial resources and to digital technology. What we also see is that this is perpetuated by a lack of representation of women in leadership and decision making, and especially in growth sectors and in leadership roles, in spaces like STEM sectors, digital sectors. We see this as especially true, and this lack of representation leads to this perpetuation of the digital divide, because these spaces aren't viewed as spaces women and girls can go into, and they're also not perceived as spaces they'll feel included in. And that connects to a lack of safety, because what we also know is that there is very high rates and increased gender-based violence against women, that this is experienced offline and online, and that there is stigma against young women's economic and digital inclusion and the way that they can demonstrate, their agency, their voice in their communities. So we'll take a minute to watch a video from the World Bank that really illustrates these barriers, especially from the perspective of women entrepreneurs. Next, we can look at the SDGs. SDG 5 formalizes how important gender equality is and how fundamental it is to achieving other goals when it comes to development. Gender equality, SDG 5, aims to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. It recognizes that gender equality is not only a fundamental human right, but is a necessary foundation for a peaceful and prosperous world. So, alarmingly, we know that we're coming to 2030 when the SDGs are meant to achieve their goals, and we know the world is off track to achieve SDG 5 by 2030 due to discriminatory laws and other persistent structural barriers. We also know that 74% of the other SDG targets will not be achieved without gender equality. And so here is an opportunity, if you're interested, to learn more about the SDGs and how those